What's up, Steeples? Iyslander yet again took it at calling Birmingham. This being a calling over 400 players was pretty damn big for Iyslander. So, very happy to see it was a Bulllander as well, as that is my preferred playstyle of Iyslander. So, in this video, we're going to actually watch that finals. It was a very good one. It was against Pablo Pintor, a very renowned European player. This was a European calling, so he was heavily favored, but our boy Samuel was able to take it on Bulllander. So let's watch that. I'm gonna give some commentary, kind of explain some of the lines, why he would make some decisions, maybe even what I agree with and disagree with. So let's just kind of explore and learn a few things and have some fun while at it. So let's get to it. Okay, I got it paused here right before hands are even looked at, really just where the equipment is revealed. Because I want to talk about that real quick, because that actually does matter when you're playing Bulllander into Bravo. The first thing you want to look at is how much AB are they presenting. In this case, Pablo is presenting 2 AB with 2 pieces of blocking equipment, which I honestly think is probably the best case. Having a little bit of both going against Bulllander is pretty good. Oftentimes, I will see Bravos go AB3 with just tectonic plane, or even just AB1 with the Nova and boots, and then blocking else. If it's an AB3 situation, then that's generally pretty good, because then you're just coming in with physical attacks, and your attacks are more efficient cost, so you can win that. But if they are going AB3 then, or AB1, then you're going to probably focus more on arcane. But in this situation here, I'd imagine Samuel is going to see this and just kind of go as forward. Now for Samuel's equipment layout, pretty standard here. The only difference is the gloves. There is a battle-hardened Chicago Iyslander that was Bulllander. It was running Goliath gauntlets. Traditionally, Iron Hide gauntlets has been the arm piece, but Iron Rot is not unheard of. There has been lists out there that have ran Iron Rot, particularly usually the non-Bulllander lists run Iron Rot, but I understand Iron Rot. It is a free block, so I definitely get it. Although in this scenario, I would definitely want the Iron Hide. But let's get the game going, get it started here, and see how these players play. Just going to really give commentary on the Iyslander side. I do know how to play Bravo. He was my first hero, but yeah. So playing the Frost here, and really it's about the only time you really would want to play a Frost, to be honest, because it's a hard card to get off. It's not necessary in this matchup, and yeah, I mean, it just allows you to play something and be proactive on turn 0. So, it's a good one to play there. Arsenal the red Fiendless Fighting Spirit is also very good. That allows you to do a double block here, come in with the Fighting Spirit, and then Arsenal. So probably looking to block with the Channel Lake Frigid and the Brain Freeze. Pitching the Ice Eternal for the Fiendless Fighting Spirit, and then arsenaling the Ice Bolt. And that's mostly because Channel Lake Frigid just doesn't do much in this matchup, but instead he's opting to choose to block with the Ice Eternal and Brain Freeze. So, not in full agreement with that plan. Channel Lake Frigid is a tax, and it will tax any hero, but with how many blues Bravos runs, and the fact that he can just swing his hammer regardless, it makes the tax less efficient. Also, Bravo oftentimes is a one-swing hero, where Channel Lake Frigid is good for go-wide decks. Now, Bravo does have cards like CS Beltings and Rouse the Ancients, and those are go-wide cards. But the majority of his attacks will be really tall one-attack turns. But here we see the Fiendless Fighting Spirit, and okay, all right. Well, so he is he's favoring the Channel Lake Frigid here over the Ice Bolt, which I don't agree with, but I'm not in the top 8. So we see a full block here, and I actually like this. you might as well use the armor while you have it. Perhaps, Pablo doesn't necessarily know if this is Bulllander or not. And so the the Rhea Iyslander only has a few attacks, so you might as well block when it is presented. And coming in with the Dominate here, so let's look. So we have a Channeling Frigid in the arsenal. We can only block with one card. Yeah, we're kind of in an unfortunate situation here because even if you block with the Ice Eternal or the Emir Scolding or even the Cold Snap, then you're left with 3 cards, one being a Scar for Scar. But you can Scar for Scar, Coronet Peak, and then you have 1 card left over. So it doesn't feel great. Yeah, I guess there could be an opportunity you could just play. Yeah, okay, just playing the Channeling Frigid just to free up your arsenal. However, I wonder if this means he's going to take some damage here. Maybe he'll block with the Emir Scolding. He does have 1 for the pitch stack. Okay, so he's just going to take it all. Never really want to do. You block pretty well with this deck, so... but I guess what he's going to go for here is the Scar for Scar, Coronet Peak to keep the Channeling Frigid around, and then probably arsenaling the Emeritus Scolding. So that's not a bad arsenal. But this kind of goes to my point is right now, Sam just took an extra 3 damage to play this Channeling Frigid. And I have a feeling it's not going to stop too much here. So I just don't think it was worth. Yeah, okay, especially a sink below. I just don't think it was worth to play out, and I don't think it was worth to keep in the deck. I honestly think it should have been a card to be blocked with. Ice Bolt would have been better in the arsenal. Then you're not feeling pressured to keep hands to keep Channeling Frigid around one, because Channeling Frigid can be a trap. Now, Sam, as spoiler alert, he wins this thing, so he's not like by all means any bit of a rookie or anything. Here we're going to see the Emir Scolding. This is fine because the hammer's already coming in for 6. It is only dealing 2, but then you can come in for 3 more with the tunic, so that's kind of nice. So you are getting some actual damage through. And I'm imagining, it's just going to be a 2-card block and then arsenal on your turn. There wasn't any particular good card to play out against him. So, I think it was fine. Alright. And he does have a Frost X too, so, having ice cards in the arsenal is actually pretty nice. Yep, there's a big boy. Not the best blocking hand. I see he runs Winter's Bite. I was kind of curious if I should keep that in my deck or not. The blue Winter's Bite is a good card. It's also kind of a weak card too. It's good and weak. Okay, so he's going to block to prevent being crushed. And now he's deciding. I mean, right here, this will deal a total of 6 damage. 2 from the Aether Hill, 2 from the Waning Moon, and then 1 from the Frostbite. I think that's worth. And I do like having... He hasn't blocked with hardly any Aether Ice Mine, so I think putting the Insidious Shield in the arsenal is pretty big here. So, yeah. So he gets the Frost Hex. So he is going to play the Aether Hill. Yeah, and this is 6 damage. You're taking 4 or 3, I guess. But yeah, you get an arsenal, and now you're only like 5 life below Bravo. That's pretty good. That's pretty where you want to be. Bravo did get his sigil, so, and he's pitching pretty smart to make sure that hammer is going to come in for 6. I like that. Pablo's obviously a good player, so he's going to play the good lines. All right, so Insidious Chill coming out here um, in response to the Frostbite. I was going to gain 3 life, so yeah, now you've gone from being 5 below now to 8 below. And this is interesting here. Um, he just, oh wow, he just takes it. Okay. So, very interesting. I mean, it is only 6, but like, I don't know. It's a lot of damage. But he did have a yellow Aether Ice Vein. I'm guessing that's going to go in the arsenal. And he's going to come in with a Fiendl's Fighting Spirit. This will gain him at least 1 life, so I mean he'll, retain something from that. And if you deal 7 damage, putting him in 25, that's pretty good. You could probably be okay with it. Um, Ideally, yeah, you're going to take a card or 2 out of Bravo's hand here, which looks like it's going to happen. That Crater Fish should be destroyed, by the way. I'm just realizing that. Um, it's okay. I doubt that that's going to come up. In fact, what am I saying? I watched this game. I know it doesn't come up. All right, so gets a Fate Foreseen from the arsenal. Kind of feels bad because like you kind of want to chip in at least 1 point of damage, but that's okay. All right, so hammer for 4, and if Bravo does this, what you need to do is not do anything. Now he has a yellow Aether Ice Vein in his arsenal, so he can't do anything unless he's Storm Treasure, which he's not going to. But make sure to just let the combat chain close first so that he doesn't have an opportunity to pitch cards in order to prevent some AB and increase the hammer. But this is pretty ideal. Of course, yeah, he's going to do Sigil, and then putting a Rouse in the arsenal is pretty good. But this was pretty ideal for Sam. It's just to take 1 point of damage here. He is still very below. He's 17 life points below, which is a pretty big deficit. Sam plays a bit riskier than I do. I tend to block a little bit more. That might just be the Oldham in me. But, it seems to be paying off here. Interesting that he's showing the Insidious Chill. I wonder if he's, again, going to try to play the Channel Lake Frigid. I hope not. Didn't really do anything the first time. Because I would have showed the Channel Lake Frigid. Because I imagine you're just going to pitch to Waning Moon at this point. And then Arsenal the Insidious Chill. Yeah, and that's where 2 AB is looking really good right now. With 2 blues, you can block 2 points of damage and then prevent. Yeah. If Sam is thinking about what to do here, I wonder if he's thinking because I showed the Insidious Chill, I should, pitch it. But this is the right choice. Channel Lake Frigid really should be avoided being played against Bravo. It's just not that good, as we saw for the first one. So I'm glad that he chose to pitch it, even though, at this point, Pablo knows it's in Insidious Chill in the arsenal. So that is known knowledge. But not a great hand, so doesn't even block too well either, regretfully. But what you can do is you can block for 5, and then just arsenal. You got 2 Insidious Chills up, so you're getting pretty set to take Bravo down. The only problem is, and there's no way of avoiding this really right now, is that interesting. Okay, I was kind of curious if he's going to do this. Yeah, the only problem is you're not really presenting too much of a threat to Bravo, so you can keep a 4 or 5 card hand. But Sam decided to take the 3 damage in order to use Coronet Peak here to prevent the 5 card hand, and instead just allow for a 4 card hand, which is still good for Bravo, but it's better than 5, I suppose. And then keeping the cold snap makes sense, especially when Bravo has an arsenal. Unfortunately, we know what the arsenal is, and that's probably going to be the first card that gets played. But you went from 17 behind to 15, so that's a little bit better. Okay. So 7 into 6 is what we're looking at here. So 13 damage really presented here. Um, the red Aether Ice Vein in hand is going to do pretty good. I imagine he's probably trying to keep that card or find a way to do so. Um, and I don't know if you actually have to play the Cold Snap out right here. There's not a lot of harm in doing it because you will draw a card. It pays for itself, but there's not a lot of benefits in doing it either. You could get one chip of arcane damage because Pablo only has AB1. Okay, so he's just going to use the Tunic here, and this is to get card advantage here, so he could block a little bit heavier. So probably not going to win him in this turn. Let's see what the card he drew. A Winter's Bite, so not a great block either, unfortunately. But that does mean you can now block with like the Ice Belt or the Aether Hill. Personally, I'd rather block the Aether Hill first. And I would almost consider trying to keep the Mirror to Scolding if possible. Sam's been pretty risky as of late, so but he's going to block Vit. The reason why I was thinking is that if you can Aether Ice Vein and put an Aether Hell in Arsenal, that's a pretty good turn. You're probably going to strip most of their hand, and you're going to get a lot of damage in through that Aether or through the Mirror Scolding as well. But yeah, this is just going to come in for 6, and see, oh, he just took it. So now, yeah, I don't know. I guess being at 8 life is better than being at 5 life. But yeah, so we're more than definitely going to see a Aether Ice Vein with an Aether Hell in the arsenal. And yep, that's exactly what happens. Luckily here, this strips at least 2 cards. Well, yeah, no, this is going to strip 3 cards out of Pablo's hand. Well, at least 2 cards. He could just take the full 5 arcane damage, and that might be something to really consider here. So he is going to take the full 5 arcane damage. Looks like they corrected that Greater Fist. That's good. Okay. So, yep, we're back to being at a huge life deficit, and it got even bigger. Now 20. Of course, this is an opportunity to respond here. Oh man, get another Aether Ice Vein sort of turn. That might just be worth it to keep the pressure on. It's just you won't be able to do anything with that E-Strike. But he's going to go for the Aether Hell, which probably means the Aether Ice Vein is going to go in the arsenal. It should get a Frostbite here. Ooh, missed it. That feels bad. Yeah, so that should have been at least one more point of damage through a Frostbite trigger. It just missed that, but, you know, it can be hard to see everything, especially with Iyslander, because you do have to, like, be on your game, and, you know, this is the final, so this has been a long day of playing. A lot of people give the players that benefit of the doubt, but it truly is true. It does get to be a long day, and you do miss little small things. This is coming in for 7 because he's going to arsenal that Aether Ice Vein. Still takes 2 cards. That's probably what Sam wanted. If Bravo decided just to block with 1 card and basically keep a 4-card hand, Sam at 8 life could be in big danger. All right, so come in with the hammer for 6. You're definitely going to be blocking probably with the channel at this point, but yeah, do you block the Scar for Scar? Probably not. Just take it, go to 3. It's a little scary for sure, but now you can go Scar for Scar, Aether Ice Vein. Probably putting the Frosting in the arsenal, regretfully. It's not a great card. But it is damage. Alright, get a little chip damage here. 21 to 5. it's looking bleak, but as Iyslander, you never give up because um, your deck cheats, right? Storm Striders is a cheating card, and that's pretty good. Okay, so Pablo has to give out the whole hand, which gives Sam a free turn to get a free frostbite damage. So at least 2 damage with the frosting and frostbite. We'll see if he remembers it this turn. Okay, not a great hand, so you're probably not going to follow up this frosting with a waning moon, unfortunately. Well, I guess you could. Actually, maybe you do. Because you could use Tunic here and pitch one of those red cards to Waning Moon. Okay, there's the Frostbite, so it is remembered this time. I think that's what you do here. Maybe arsenaling the sink below. And then, yeah, just coming in, probably with the Fiendless Fine Spirit. I probably would take the little bit of life gain at this point. Uh, but we'll see. Okay, so he's going to pitch the Fine Spirit, instead go in with the Wounded Bull. You know, life gain versus damage dealt. Tomato, I suppose. Pablo's at 14 now. Not in kill range quite yet, but getting closer. All right. Yeah, and this is a good turn. This helps like apply pressure, and then you're keeping a little bit of defense as well, which is always nice. Okay, so gets at least 1 point of damage. Still not in kill range, but closer. It's definitely, he's not 20 life behind anymore, so that feels good. Okay, Seal is belting, so this is an 11 damage turn. Sync is going to help, mitigate a little bit of that. I would consider the Coronet Peak here as well. Honestly, with this sort of hand, you could go Scar for Scar into a Wounded Bull and just have no arsenal. And I think that would be fine. All right, he's going to block with the blue Aether Ice Vein. Taking 2, going to 3. And then, yeah, here comes. So, probably going to full block this out with the Peak and the Sink below. And then coming in with 2 attacks when Bravo's at 13 and you get a cheaty turn, Bravo's going to have to respect it. So I think this is the move. You could certainly decide to just come in with a Scar for Scar Coronet and then use Coronet Peak. But this is the move. This is 11 damage turn that Pablo presented. And Sam is going to present a 12 damage turn. And is going to force blocks. Like, probably 1 block happens to the Scar for Scar. I can't imagine Pablo just takes it. Yep, okay. So now 12 is officially the kill range. You do kind of have to have the magic to do it, but Wounded Bull here, more than likely demanding 2 blocks. If it is only 1 block, Pablo going to 7, then it's very doable. I would say 7, 8, 9 is about an average kill range where you don't need the special cards to make it work. You can just, play a good game plan. Okay, so Pablo just blocks out completely. That's exactly what you want to see as Iyslander, especially because you're just going to draw up with no cards. So kind of shocked by that, but then again, I don't know. Pablo, he's a good player. I'm sure he does know what he's doing. This is another attack. I mean, this time it's going to, instead of just presenting, what was it, 12? You're going to present 13 here. So I think Sam just runs it kind of in a similar fashion, going E-Strike into a Wounded Bull and feeling good about it. Although he doesn't look like he's feeling good, but, got to keep a poker face, I'm sure. I feel good about it. I'm sure, as I stand, you typically want to have an arsenal, right? Like you're typically not attacking with 2 cards. but these are good turns. These are just as good of a turn as like having an arsenal as well. So I think you take these sort of turns, and then probably taking the hand here again. I would find it hard to believe that Pablo just doesn't or just takes damage. Interesting that he's choosing to only block for 2 as well. Very, very interesting. I'm curious why he would choose to block with the Fighting Spirit. Maybe he's looking at Arsenal. Okay, that would make more sense. Here again, I mean, Sam's really in the pilot seat now. Pablo is more than killable at this point at 6 health. And then the yellow after X-Fang. So you can, he's on Winter's Bite. I don't mind that, actually. Because it probably does more than the Waning Moon. And there is the red Aether Ice Fan. I thought it was yellow. Red is even better, obviously. This is so rough. Because he shows the Ice Bolt. So Pablo basically knows it's over. And I think that's probably what they're chatting about. And that's it, guys. I mean, we're obviously going to go to the end here. But it's just... That's why with Bulllander, you're not giving up. Because there's always outs. I don't remember what hero I was playing, but I think it was Fi. Yeah, it was Fi. I was down 20 health, just like Sam was, and I was able to come back and win that game. So, Iyslander is one of the heroes that can do it. I do think that there's a bit of cleaner plays that could have been done on both sides, to be honest, but I more recognize it from Sam's side. I think they both played very well, though. Very, very well. Sam being able to keep his composure to even down by 20 life, being able to come back out of it is very respectable. And it's not an easy task to do. So, Pablo going down to 1 card in hand. I almost just wonder if you just look to pass here. You'd hate to continue passing, giving Iyslander now a 5-card hand. But Ymir Discordant is pretty big. So that looks like what Pablo's going to do is just look to pass. Oh, and it was a red. So that is rough. Yeah. So Samuel did want to... I got all these. But yeah, guys, that's why I like this deck. That's why I like Bulllander. I know Rhea had much success with her deck, but I really like Bulllander because it just swings big when it needs to. And those big attacks when Pablo was at 12 or 14, they're so big because they demand blocks. And when your opponent is blocking your big reds and then you're coming in for Arcane on their turn, I mean, that is the magic of Iyslander. So, I think we're going to see an uptick in Iyslander. I'm curious what's going to happen for US Nats. I'm going to take this deck. I was pretty sure on it. I was possibly thinking Levia, but I was pretty sure I was going to take this deck. And now there's really no doubt within my mind that I am going to take Iyslander. I'll be going to Battle Hardened Salt Lake this weekend as well. So I will be taking it there as well. I would say if this is a deck that you like, put the reps in. This is a hard deck. It was not easy what Sam did. It was not easy to get to where Sam got to. Much respect for him. This is a hard deck. So, obviously, if you're looking at this video, I hope that you are checking out the other Iyslander series video to help learn how to play this deck. But this has just been nice, fun commentary to kind of enjoy why this hero is so much fun and so cool. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, keep on fabbing.